makeup is incredibly fierce. In fact, it has been done on the internet since the beginning, or even before the series had even started. It's gorgeous. I believe that Lady Gaga deserved that Golden Globe because this was her first debut performance as like a major character in a freaking TV show / movie already, and she won a freaking Golden Globe. She did absolutely amazing. She looked stunning, and I did a lot of research on the products they used and the shades and stuff. And it might be obvious by looking at her, you know, what they had used and everything like that. A lot of it was very expensive brands, and not that I don't own expensive brands, but Tom Ford, girl, that's a little expensive. Apparently they used a Tom Ford contour kit and a lot of glowy products. And if you know me, I'm not too into looking shiny. I'm an oily, greasy girl, so a lot of the time I want to try and not look shiny, but I do want to give her a glow. So I also want to point out that Ryan Murphy said he would never do vampire. He lied. I don't think they ever called her a vampire though, even though the Countess sounds very, very vampire-like, and while the creatures were very vampire, they had no fangs, so apparently that rules out vampire, but I don't think so. Ryan Murphy, you dirty liar, you lied, and you put vampires on your show. As you said, you would never do it because you can't avoid it. Vampires are cool, alright? Why do you think the majority of my channel is dedicated to vampires? Because they're cool. Alright, rant over, darling. Okay. This is a Nars foundation. It's probably their lightest shade because I am a pale chick. This is Mont Blanc, aka Light 2. And then this is Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation in color 42. I'm going to put this all over my face, the Nars, but I'm going to use the Kat Von D to highlight in places. So it's really going to make me look super white. So, let's do it. So yes, it does look dark in this light, and it's not. I swear to God. It is perfect for my face. I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D. I'm just going to go with my finger because it's attached to me and I will never lose it, unlike a beauty blender. So Lady Gaga's face is structured a certain way. I have a very round, I have like a round oval face, but it's chubby on the side. I have to change my features to look like Lady Gaga. So I'm going to use this highlight to bring the cheekbones out. So this part is wider, and then this is going to look thinner, and this is going to look thinner. So her face is very diamond-esque, if you will. So you see how this highlight really changes my face, making this wider here. I am gonna highlight my nose all the way up, and to avoid this making it look like there's like a heavy brow or something, I'm just gonna highlight up in here in between my brows and then up. So you can probably see that even though my foundation looks dark in this, after I've been highlighting, it just comes together really nicely. I'm going to do the Cupid's bow, which is right in here. And chin. I'm going to highlight this up here more at a steep level, only because that cat eye is going to be steep, girl. It's going to be like, if you were going uphill, you would probably not be able to, because she looked lifted. I thought about buying some lift tape because that's what she freaking uses. There's no way, and sometimes she looks normal. And the other day she's like lifted, girl. And she has like a really steep contour, so that's certainly something that we need to keep an eye on when we're doing the shadow part. I want to go ahead and highlight this. I'm trying to resemble her face shape as much as possible. Looks nice, right? Alright, so this next step is called baking or cooking, depending on which type of culinary you enjoy. Just kidding. So it's actually a drag term. It's when you take some translucent powder or a very light powder and you set it and you leave excess on, and that's what the cooking is. You're letting that super white powder cling to that highlight like hardcore. By the way, this is Sephora loose powder, and a little comes out at a time, so It makes things a bit easier when trying to get powder out without making a mess. You normally only bake underneath, unless you want to really chisel this out, then you can bake underneath that too. Thank God it looks highlighted on the camera, because it does not look highlighted in person. I mean, you wanna set the whole face, really. I mean, just beat your face, girl. I'm going to take this is a bone type color, and I'm just going to set my eyeball, because I did put foundation all over my eyelid. Lady Gaga already has gigantic eyes and gigantic lid space, so it just makes me super jealous. So as you can see, my crease is like right here, but I'm gonna take the crease up a bit higher just so I can imitate her crease a bit more. This is actually the brush from the Naked Smokey palette. I'm actually using the Naked Smokey palette. And I am probably just going to be sticking with these three at the end. So I want to go right in it like this. Like I'm gonna tap right on that tapered part of it. And like I said, I'm going to go up higher. Kind of like when a drag queen is making a new crease, they go like up right onto their brow bone. I'm going to do that right now. People like to call this the transitional color. So, her wing actually meets with her brow. My brow isn't exactly like hers. Hers is a bit higher arch, so I am going to bring the wing up past my brow. You might be able to see it a little bit. But I pretty much got the angle of my bake right. It's really huge. Huge wing. So I'm gonna use that beige to come down here onto the actual wing, like that. So I'm basically brushing against the tip of my brow and scooping up. I'm gonna change my brush to this. It's a flat brush, but it's a little dense, so it's gonna be really easy to create a shape with it. So I'm going to use that brown in the Naked Smokey palette. Wish me luck. I'm just gonna do my best to mimic her wing. I've actually seen tutorials where I feel like the wing isn't high enough. They're just drawing like a wing, and I'm like, girl, do you see the lift on that face? And so now I'm going to be very easy with this I am creating somewhat of a cut crease, but it's just going to be blended out. Basically, it's just going to map out what I just did with the beige tone. So it's just a map out. I love how one is touching and then the other one isn't. Oh well. They're not really supposed to touch anyway, so that was kind of wrong. Alrighty, she does have some shading in here, so I think I'm going to bring that black right in here. I'm going back in with that fluffy brush, and I'm actually going to go in with that beige tone and blend as much as I can. If you have trouble blending, just go in a circle. It'll blend. It will blend. I know, you're probably like, girl, this does not look like Lady Gaga. Well, it will soon. Just give me some time. I am going to work on this wing a bit on this side. So I took a little bit of that brown and I'm just going to create that wing a bit more here. So what I'm going to do now is I want to, she has a really shiny lid. So what I'm going to do is apply, this is What's Up. This is actually like a stick highlighter from Benefit. And I'm going to put it on my eyelid to create a wet look. So it certainly adds a bit of shine there. What I think I'm going to do is do a mixture. I have these two colors here. It's High, which is a pale pink glitter, and then Dirty Sweet, which is like it's just the most beautiful gold ever. It's so creamy and delicious, and I'm going to see if I can't mix them to create the perfect lid tone. I'm gonna try it out on my hand first, see if I fall in love. Okay, yep. I'm in love. I am itching for like a warm brown in this look, so I'm going in with my Smashbox Full Exposure palette, and there's a really warm neutral beige tone, and I'm gonna apply that in certain areas for some warmth. In fact, I'm going to add some in this corner too. My eyes already look kind of sleepy, don't they? I can't do the tongue pop, so I just do the... Was that a tongue pop? I don't know. I watch way too much RuPaul's Drag Race. Kidding, there's no such thing as too much. This is an Urban Decay eyeliner. I'm going to use this to try and create the wing again and then smudge it. This color is Corrupt. Okay. It's dark. And I'm just going to follow the wing that I made. Now, I think the key to her wing here too is that it doesn't go across the entire eye. It's literally just the end of the eye. So, it is hurting my eye too much, girl. This is painful. I know pain is beauty, but I'm not about to get my eye scraped because I'm too lazy to sharpen my pencil. So then after I do that, I'm just going to blend it towards my eye, like this way. So then I'm going back in with this flat brush and just going to take it and blend. That's the beauty of like eyeliners, is you can just blend them and they just like an eyeshadow, kind of like a cream, and then just blend it out. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with it up here too. Eyes have like this natural droopy sadness to them. I think that's what Gaga's makeup really accentuates. This one actually looks better on camera, but I like this one in person. I don't understand how that works. So we're already getting that lift, like. Alright, there is some definition underneath the eye, so I'm gonna go in with that warm brown from the Smashbox palette and making sure we blend that in with that wing. Alright, and then I'm gonna go in with the brown in the Naked Smokey palette. There's just so much lift going on. It's crazy. So I think before I do anything else, I'm going to cover my eyebrows. So I actually tried it out last night with my concealer and it's amazing, but I think I'm going to try using the concealer and the white foundation that I highlighted my face with. I'm going to try and use both. The concealer is a Sephora one. It's number 1. It's the lightest one. Bavarian Cream is the name. So, but it's number 1. I do not want to bleach my eyebrows. I don't think anyone who is not Lady Gaga wants to bleach their eyebrows. So this is the best alternative to do so. So I'm just going to take this and run it through, and then I'm going to try the Kat Von D cream foundation over it and see if that makes it any different. So let's see. And if you get it on the skin, it's okay, because I think it builds the authenticity of the bleached brow. The hard part of all this, though, is I have an actual birthmark underneath all of that, so I have to make sure that's completely covered. If you have concealer that's on a tube, not in a tube, but like squeezy onto your hand, you could use like a spoolie, like for mascara, and use that and just comb it through the brows too. That'll really help. I'm not willing to risk any of my spoolies for that though. Man, the bleached brow is so cheap, but we're all so afraid to do it. I wish I would just have the balls and just do it. Like, really. What's there to be afraid of? Okay, so with the Kat Von D, I'm gonna put a little bit on my finger. I'm trying to paint it on the hairs so that it looks like the hair texture is there, so it really delivers well on camera. And then if you get concealer down a little bit, just use that concealer to sculpt around that cut crease, girl. Just do it, just like that. And then just to maybe make sure that this doesn't look like my eyebrow here, I'm gonna take a bit of that shimmer and just just put a little bit of shimmer right below that brow so it softens it a bit, doesn't make it look so much like an eyebrow. If you wanted to do the whole step and just do like cover your brows and then just draw new ones on, that's fine. I just didn't want to do that. As far as mascara goes, it doesn't really look like she's wearing mascara like at all. So I've actually decided I'm going to use a brown mascara. This one is They're Real. I'm just going to take a little bit. I already have really long lashes, so they might look longer than Gaga's, but just trying to do like as natural of a lash as possible. If you don't have really that long of lashes, don't even worry about it. Just put a nice coat on. Don't even worry about trying to lengthen them. Just worry about getting them black, and that's really it. So I've changed my mind. I actually like when I just fill this part in with white, and I got it as white as possible. So I'm gonna go back in with the brown and fill this in, so it's kind of going like, it's really tiny on the outside, and then it opens up in on the end. So, and if you're feeling daring, put in your tight line too. That's the only way I can do my tight line, is to like pull my eye up, close my eye. Like I feel like I'm not stabbing my eyeball, you know what I mean? So the eyes are basically done. I may go back later if I decide to tweak anything, but I'm pretty happy with this. So let's do some contouring. So the contour palette I have is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and we want to stay in the grayer tones because she's dead. I actually have a contour brush from Urban Decay. So there's a angled side that I use for contouring and the glitter highlighting, like this shimmer highlight, but I use the flat end to do to place highlight and stuff. So I'm gonna use this color on the end here. Lady Gaga's contour is very like, whatever that means. So I'm gonna start high and then bring it down like so. I want to get it right. I want to get it right. Okay. Just like that. And then the shadowing is gonna come down. It gives more of a like a gaunt look. So it's hard to do it on the other side when this side is easily, you can easily go like this. This side you can't, I mean this side you can't do it that easily, so give me a second. Oh, this contour looks really orangey, does it not? This is like a big old fluffy brush. I'm going to take it and soften it just a little bit so it doesn't look so cry. I feel like this contour needs to be higher though, so I think I'm going to start it up a bit higher. I'm going to contour this here, right in the temple. And then she is contoured all over that forehead, so I'm going to get up in my forehead. So I've placed the color that I want, and I'm going to use that fluffy brush again to blend it all. So now for the highlight, I want to stick to pink tones, so I'm going to go over this area here. And by doing this, we are kicking off that bake that we had there, so definitely adding it to the forehead here, right in that middle part. I will be contouring my nose in a second, but I went on ahead and kicked a little highlight there. Little highlight in there, and the chin. And I'm gonna highlight right underneath this contour, just to bring it out more. So this brush, again, is probably the best one to contour your nose with. So she doesn't have much of a nose contour, but I want to try and make my nose look like hers. So, and especially since this blends right into here, we want there to be like a gradual fade from this corner in here all the way down the nose. My favorite highlighter is an eyeshadow. It's actually from Buxom. I don't know what the shade is called. The shade is called Silk Sheets. Alright. And it's a pearly type of highlight without being too pink. I'm going to put that right on the very top of the cheekbone that we're creating here. Alright girl, I don't see it. Come on. Taking some time to get on there. Okay, there we go. It's like, where would Gaga's highlight be? It would be right here. She's got a little bit on the tip of her nose, but I'm not going to put it on my tip because I want the illusion that my nose is shorter. So I'm going to put it up here. And I might alter my nose contour for that reason too, so. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do my Cupid's bow. You want to do your Cupid's bow before you do your lipstick. I learned that the hard way. And then the chin right in here. Just got a little bit in this section. I'm just looking exactly where her face is highlighted, even just a little bit, and I'm like going for it. Let me go back in my contour shade and just fix my nose contour a bit. So girl, I overdid the mouth. I overdrew it like way too much. So I am gonna redo that lip. So, alright, so this time I'm gonna start with the dark color and then put the red on top. So I am still technically going to contour my mouth, if that makes sense. So by putting this purple on first, it's basically gonna make sure my red has that pinky, beautiful tone to it underneath. So I'm just gonna put this color called Outlaw right over my lip. Get that brush back out, girl. Blend this out. Alright, so I know that these colors are, they're super matte. They're really matte, and she never really wears anything matte. So I am going to put a nice gloss on it. This is a simple Tarte gloss. It's energy. There's no color. So this won't affect anything. So now, we would not be Lady Gaga without her trademark little mole here. It's actually on this side, so let's see here. I think this makeup would be so fun to cosplay in. You can be a vampire and you don't have to wear fangs, and anyone who is a big fan of American Horror Story is gonna know who this is. So I hope you guys appreciated my tutorial. If you want me to do any other looks for American Horror Story, I was thinking of doing Liz Taylor. I do have an extra bald cap, so I thought that would be really, really fun to do. And I'll see you guys in my next video.